What if one day you woke up and you were no longer a human, but in fact a Pokemon? This is the marketing slogan for Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Time and Darkness, as the game begins with you waking up as a Pokemon with no memories as to how or why you got there. You are greeted with an entirely new world to explore in a society run by Pokemon, with human beings being only spoken of in legend. You must navigate this new world, surviving dangerous dungeons and making new allies, while you attempt to figure out how to return to your human form and what dark forces caused this transformation in the first place. The game begins with the player not sure how or why they became a Pokemon, the mythical animal-like beings that inhabit this new world. You meet up with your partner Pokemon and proceed to join an expedition society so you can both have a place to stay and also try to figure out who you are and why you are here. You quickly make friends at the guild, and enemies in the form of bully bandits. As you grow stronger, you learn that the player character has the ability to see into the future for a short period of time when coming in contact with significant objects. The player and their partner Pokemon go on adventures and bond as the story progresses to reveal that a master thief has been removing the time gears, hidden items that allow the earth to spin and time to progress. When a time gear is removed from an area, all life in its path becomes frozen. Eventually, the guild decides to protect the time gears, with the help of a mysterious celebrity, Dusknoir. With his help, the group tracks down the thief, a green reptile Pokemon named Grovyle. At a town meeting, Dusknoir reveals that he and Grovyle have been sent back in time from the future, a dark place where all the time gears have been taken and the earth stands still. Right as Dusknoir is about to return to the future with his prisoner, he grabs our hero and drags them into the portal to the future as well. The player quickly realizes that Dusknoir meant to capture the player character, and that Grovyle was attempting to save the world by returning the time gears to the mythical beast Dialga, the Master of Time. Dialga's mind had decayed without the time gears, and he reverted into an evil primal state. He sent Dusknoir to kill Grovyle and his partner, a human who is believed to be dead. Though your partner Pokemon is reluctant to trust someone they considered an enemy for months, the three escape capture and seek refuge with a friend of Grovyle, a time manipulation Pokemon named Celebi. Celebi is a fun-loving pink Pokemon who is in love with Grovyle. She was the one who sent him back in time in the first place, so she allows the three heroes to return to the past to try and capture the time gears once more, and prevent Dialga from decaying into a primal state. Now acting as refugees, the trio is able to round up the time gears. However, Dialga's decay is already beyond repair. The group rushes to his lair to try and heal him, but are stopped by Dusknoir, who reveals that the player character is in fact Grovyle's human partner who is believed to be dead. He also states that if history has changed all three of the Pokemon from the future, the player character keeps this fact that you will disappear if Dialga is defeated from the partner Pokemon, knowing how devastated it would be. Eventually, the duos defeat Dusknoir and send him back to the future, as well as scale Dialga's tower to confront the now deranged mythical beast. Once they win and return the time gears gathered from all over, Dialga heals, and your partner Pokemon must face the crushing news that you will now disappear forever. Many emotional weeks pass, and the Pokemon sadness does not subside. Dialga, sensing the partner Pokemon's pain, and eternally grateful for being saved, decides to bend time to allow the player character to return to this timeline. The strongest element in this game is the feeling of attachment to both your player and your partner. When the ending of the game is reached and Dusknoir reveals that your final mission, you will leave forever, forcing your partner Pokemon to be alone without you, the player bears the weight of that secret all the way through the final fight. This is incredibly powerful because it lets the player in on the secret. Both he and his avatar must keep this secret from your partner Pokemon, and live with the crushing realization that you will be devastating someone that you spent over 40 hours of gameplay with. Unfortunately, this narrative is not without its flaws. The first rising action at the end of Act 1 is the weakest part of the narrative, in my opinion. A group of bandits manipulate their way into the Expedition Society. Eventually, you confront them, and very little is made of their turning on the group. They simply leave and everyone moves on with their lives. While this may be originally compelling, it turns out that these three bandits have no bearing on the overall story and serve as little more than narrative filler to extend the game's runtime. The highlight for me has to be when Dusknoir betrays the player character, dragging you into the portal to the future to be killed. Oftentimes, video games and stories in general will have players that seemed to be good turn out to be evil. However, in this exact moment, Not only do you learn that the evil villain you've been chasing for months and hours of gameplay time turns out to be the hero, but the great Duskenor, someone you've looked up to and every single character in the game looks up to, also turns out to be one of the main villains in the game. It's truly a shocking revelation, and it's handled very well through the emotions and the reactions of the characters within the game. This is one of the strongest entries in the Pokemon franchise from a story point of view, and it's certainly worth delving deeper into its narrative.